I see myself as someone who writes about history as a way of writing about the present. I write out of two existential wounds. The first is having lost my mother tragically when I was 19. That was the moment I first started writing poems. I wrote a poem 3 weeks after she died because it seemed to me the only language that could contain that grief. Likewise, I feel that my mad Mississippi, with its history of oppression and violence and its terrible beauty, hurt me into poetry. But I like to think of it in the way that Rumi expressed it. The wound is the place where the light enters you. I am at my absolute most joyful when I'm in the act of creation, of making a poem. When I think about words arriving, and they do arrive, unbidden, I don't know where they come from sometimes when I'm working. It's as if I pull them out of the ether, and it's usually on one of those moments where a word has arrived and I go to the OED to look it up to see why this word is in my head. And, halfway down the page in the third definition, I see exactly why it's the right word. And it's always exciting and always amazing to me. I love that. Having been born in Mississippi when my parents' interracial marriage was illegal, placed me firmly within an ongoing American story about race and justice. My story indeed is the intersection between public and personal history. I'm often inspired by absences, gaps in the stories, to tell some of those forgotten or lesser known or erased histories because of the intimacy of the voice in poetry, as if the poem is speaking directly and only to you, for you. It's the one way we have of saying exactly what we mean and meaning something else at the same time. It's the way we have to connect not only the intellect, but also the heart, to engage the whole body with breath, with rhythm. The poem itself is a kind of life-saving thing because it is the supreme act of hope to make something in the face of despair. It can also help us toward realizing the better angels of our nature. It can speak for us when we've forgotten what to say. And even when people think, even if they cling to falsehoods and ugliness, they need truth and beauty. And that's what poetry gives us, which is why it can save us.